Hi disciple, this is Jetsu, and for those who new coming to my channel, welcome. And for those who coming back, thank you for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to continue the reading of Nehemiah chapter 2, and then I'm going to finish the last 4 verse that that left in chapter 2 to be read, because I already did part 1 of the reading, and today I'm going to do part 2. So I'm going to skip chapter 3, because chapter 3 is only the listing of the names of all of those who rebuilt the wall of Jericho and also the innermost holy part of the temple. So now I'm going to start with the last 4 verses in chapter 2, and then jump to chapter 4. So let's see what happened to Nehemiah when he went to Jerusalem to rebuild the temple after getting the commission from the king that he's gonna try along in Jerusalem. He's gonna do his assessment from my first reading, and then he's gonna rebuild Jerusalem with the help of the people. So he went to Jerusalem by the king, with the king orders, king letters, and he did the assessment. He went back to the king. So now he's in Jerusalem and he's doing the building. So that's why I said chapter 3 is a list of all the names of the people that rebuilt the temple and rebuild the wall of Jericho, because he met up with a lot of oppression from a character that we came across by the name of Sanballat and Tobia. So now let's finish the last 4 verses and see what happened to Nehemiah in Jerusalem. So the last 4 verses in chapter 2. Then said I unto them, see the distress that we are in. O Jerusalem, lie waste, and the gate thereof are burned with fire. Come and let us build up the wall of Jerusalem, that we be no more reproach. In other words, come, everybody, help us. Let us all rebuild the wall of Jericho. Let's all build the temple. So the reproach is the shame out of our eyes, because as I read further, you will see, oh, they were being teased. The shame out of their eyes. So, you know, people looking at them and say, oh, Jerusalem is a rebel. So he said, come, every one of you, let us take the shame out of our eyes. Then I told them of the hands of my God, which was good upon me, as also the king's word that he had spoken unto me. And they said, let us rise up and build. So they strengthened their hands, for this is good. Yeah, everybody was happy to rebuild. But when Sanballat the Horonite and Tobia the servant of the Ammonite and Geshem the Arabian heard it, they laugh at us to scorn and despise us, and said, what is this thing that we do? Will the rebel that we do will the rebel, what is this thing that we do? They rebel against the king. Then answered I then and said unto them, the God of heaven, he will prosper us. Therefore we his servant will arise and build, but he have no portion, nor right, nor memorial in Jerusalem. So here comes Sanballat, here come Tobia. They are key ally. Sanballat is the governor for maybe the Oronites, because he was Oronites, and Tobia, it's mentioned he's a servant, but it's also mentioned that he's a governor over the Ammonites. You know, but he mentioned it. It's mentioned kind of weird, because he mentioned he's a servant, but then it shows later on, I believe in chapter 4, which I'm going to touch on, he's not probably the governor. So they were the oppression. They were laughing. They were teasing Nehemiah and the Jewish people, and you know, about building the temple and stuff. And Nehemiah saying, you can laugh as you want, but our God is good to us, and he's going to help us to build this temple, to build this wall of Jerusalem, and you all will see. So he's telling the people, don't pay them no attention. God, Yahweh, is on our side. So let's see, let's read on. But it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we build the wall, he was wroth and took great indignation and mocked the Jews. Wrath mean he was vexed. Vexed mean he was very upset. And he spake before his brethren and the army of the Samaritan, and said, what do these feeble Jews Will they fortify themselves? Will they sacrifice? Will they make an end in a day? Will they revive the stone out of the heaps? So he's saying, all these feeble Jews, they're not strong. They don't have an army. They don't have nothing. Will they revive this wall out of the rubbles of the stone that is lie waste by the Babylonian? Because remember, Babylonian tore up Jerusalem and take all those people captive. So now they're returning to rebuild. So they stand about, and all these comrade, they're all laughing and teasing, the children of Israel. But God is strong. God is going to take this shame out of the eyes of the people. Now, Tobia, the Ammonite, was by him. See, I told you Tobia was right there by him. That is a lie, And he said, even that which they build, if a fox go up, he shall even break down their stone wall. So Tobia is saying, hey, Sanballat, look what they're doing. Even if a fox walk by, the wall is going to crumble. In other words, he's saying they're not going to build the wall strong enough, because they're building the wall out of those rubble stone that is lay waste in Jerusalem. So he's saying, even he was teasing them to scorn, like, even if a fox goes by, that wall is going to crumble, because he believed they're not going to build it strong enough. Hear, O our God, for we are despised, and turn their reproach upon their own head, and give them, for I pray the land of captivity. So this is Nehemiah saying, let they teasing us, let them tease, Lord, but let it turn over back on their head. What they saying about us, let it fall on their head, and the Ammonites and the Haronites, whatever, the Isaacites, whatever those people were. You saying, Lord, see what they despise us, let it just reverse back onto them. Chapter verse 5. And cover not their iniquity, and let not their sin be blotted out. For they have provoked thee to anger before the builders. So he's saying, Lord, when you bring your wrath upon them, let the whole world see what's happened to them. Let their shame not covered. Because right now, my builders, they're building the wall. The people are building the wall. And they're just distracting the people by teasing the people. So when you're going to punish them, Lord, punish them so the shame, everything is open, not blotted out. Let it open, let everyone see. Because they're distracting my builders right now. So build we the wall, and all the wall was joined together unto the half thereof, for the people had a mind to work. But it came to pass that when Sanballat and Tobia and the Arabians and the Ammonites and the Ashdodite heard that the wall of Jerusalem were made up, and that the breaches began to be stopped, then they were very wroth. So Sanballat heard the wall is finished, the wall joined together. That's what he's saying. Tobia heard the wall finished, and they also remember the Arabianites, which is the Arabianites. There was Arabianites there that also, his friends, their colleagues. So they were all there, just stand by, watching, teasing, doing all what they have to do, say bad name. So he's saying, the wall is built, and let them see that you are Yahweh. Jerusalem were made up, and that the breaches began to be stopped. Then they were very wroth. So now the breaches he's talking about, now the Sumerian, now the Ammonites, now the Oronites, they all see that the breaches there's no more gap in the wall of Jerusalem. Jerusalem is closed, it's joined together, wall to wall joined together. So there's no breaches for them to get in. They have to come to the gate if they're coming in. So now he's saying, there's no breaches. So let the wall join together, let they see that there's no breaches. So now, when Sanballat and Tobia saw that, they were very upset, very, very upset, because they didn't want Jerusalem to be enclosed anymore. And verse 8, and they conspire all of them together to come and to fight against Jerusalem and to hinder it. Nevertheless, we made our prayer unto God and set a watch against them day and night because of them. So in other words, he has men lot of men working on the wall, women and men working on the wall, and then he also have, and Nehemiah also have watchers to see what Tobia, Sanballat, and the Arabian friend they have, and whoever else they have, who come up against them to fight them. He has men out there watching to prevent them from doing anything. And of course, he's praying to Yahweh, his God. Nevertheless, we made our prayer unto our God and set a watch. Oh, I read that one already. So I'm down to verse 10. And Judah said, the strength of the breachers of burden is decay, and there is much rubbish, so that we are not able to build the wall. So they said, Jerusalem is I told you, the Babylonians, they tore Jerusalem up. So it was debris all over, you know. So this is what Nehemiah is talking about. With all the rubbish and all the debris that lie waste, you know, the other people who didn't give them a oppression, didn't want them to come, let them see that out of all this debris, we build Jerusalem back. So I'm reading chapter 4, so now I'm at verses 11, from 1 to 11 to 1. So now I'm at verse 11, so I'm going to read a few more verses. And our adversary said, they shall not know neither see till we come into the midst among them, and they slay them and cause the work to cease. So he's saying they come in the midst and they're trying to seize the work. So he's praying to God. So, you know, they're going to slay them if they're trying to come and stop them, or break up a fight, break out, or whatever it may be, because they are the adversary. And it came to pass that when the Jews which dwelt by them came, they said unto us, 10 times from all places whence ye shall return unto us, they will be upon us. So they saying they coming from all direction, they coming upon us. So even though they're building the wall, the men are building the wall, women and everybody's there. They are ready for them to defend what they're building. They're not going to allow them to just come in and destroy what they're building. So, you know, so this is what he's saying. I'm going to finish at verse 13. Therefore set I in the lower places behind the wall, and on the higher places I even set the people after their families with their swords, their spear, and their bows. So you see, he has hundreds of men building the wall, but you see he has people with spears and bow ready to fight to defend the wall that they're building, because they're not going to have these people come and destroy what they're building. So they're protecting it to take the reproach out of their eyes. So I should mention that building the wall in Jerusalem, the reason why I said chapter 3 as a list of names, because normally the holiest part of the temple, the holiest of the holiest, so it's a list of names, goes down in chronological order of those who build the wall. So they don't allow anybody to build the innermost parts of the whole of the temple. The priest would build it, and then another person, you know, according to their status, would build the other part. But the regular builder would not build the innermost part of the temple. You know, they would build more the outer part. So this is the rebuilding of Jerusalem. So until then, my disciples, will continue to read. So this is part 2 in the reading of Nehemiah. So Nehemiah chapter 2, and now I'm reading chapter 4. So until then, my disciples, I just want to say, when our adversary came at us, they come at us, and we just have to stay strong. We get teased to read the Bible, we get teased for a lot of stuff. So we are not the only one going through all of this. So until then, my disciples, I just want to say, stay strong. God bless. Man first. God first, man second. God first, man second. Thank you, and God bless you.